Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am back once again to rock out with you guys and to do a side by side comparison. Now, I had these games for a little while and I really didn't think about it until just recently. Like, oh, wow, I should really try to do a comparison because this would be cool. This is something that maybe a lot of people don't know about or haven't really done out here in the YouTube community. Thank you for watching and supporting me all this time. I just did the video recently in my channel. I hope you guys liked it. I did an interview, another episode of Xbox Let's Talk Pod Chat. And I had a really special guest that actually came and visit me in my own home, which was Ghost Rider 730. So for all you who haven't checked it out or did, thank you so much for the support, the likes, the comments, and please share it with whoever you can. It means a lot to me, and I think it was one of my best videos because it was a lot of fun. It was done really natural and with a lot of love for one another. A lot of love for one another and care. Well, the video I'm going to try to do and post up for you guys today. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Thank you. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. The video I'm going to present to you guys here today basically is Double Dragon 2, as you see here. On the Xbox 360, which is on this side. As a matter of fact, give me 1 sec. On the Xbox 360 on this side, turn on the flashlight so that you would see the 360 there, which is the R2-D2. Then, on this side, I have the Double Dragon 2 on the PlayStation 4 Slim, as you can see. Now, the Double Dragon 2 was released on ps4 so far exclusively. The licensed property is owned by Arc System Works, and they also have the licensed property for, I believe, River City Ransom or Renegade also, and some other ones. They're the guys who did Blaze Blue and that have done, the Guilty Gear series this generation, which is Revelator and the regular one, exclusively so far, also for PlayStation 4, which I think it's kind of a dumb decision and kind of silly because Guilty Gear started and was on Xbox One original and PS2 years and years ago. But anyway, the video, that's neither here or there. That's another video in itself. So what I want to do is I want to compare the arcade version that came out and it's available now on PlayStation 4. It was never ever released on any console ever before in history. It is arcade perfect, 100%. You have some options where you can change stuff and do things with it, but I prefer to have the actual high-res sprites, even though it looks a little bit weird because it's old school style graphics. And I bought it. It was $7.99 in their store, and they're part of the arcade archives. I'm hoping that they will bring it over to the Xbox One because we have the original Double Dragon, and now they took it out. Jesus. Now they took it out of the marketplace, which is not cool because we had Double Dragon in the arcade marketplace on the 360 since it launched. And it was actually a $5 game. And the sad part about it is now available on PlayStation 4 through the arcade archives, and Double Dragon 1, the arcade version, is actually $8. It's $3 more than it was originally when it launched almost 10 years ago. Which I don't know why, but whatever. So the one I have on the 360 is, for a lot of people that don't know, is a 3D version of Double Dragon 2 and an interpretation, if you will, that they created for Xbox 360 Arcade. Now, I can say, as far as I know, I believe this version in 3D is actually exclusive for the Xbox 360. I do not believe it came out on PS3 on the arcade marketplace. It might have came out on PC, I'm not sure. But as far as I know, it is exclusive still to the 360. If I'm wrong, Someone in the comments can please correct me and let me know. But as far as I know, I'm not wrong, and it's an exclusive still to the 360. And I'm thinking maybe that's why they put the Double Dragon 2, the arcade version from the original from 1988, on the PS4 exclusively. Now, I might also mention that Double Dragon 2, the arcade, originally when it came out back then in '88, that game was limited. It was a limited run. You wouldn't find it on the arcades. It was very hard to find. But even though the success of Double Dragon 1 was big and used to be owned by Williams, I don't know who owned it after the fact. But yeah, so, it wasn't really a game that you ran into a lot. So the fact that they re-brought it out also now, even though it's been so many years ago, nostalgically, it's pretty awesome because a lot of people never even got to play the arcade version, and now they can own it for $8, which is really not that bad, but still. So let's get into this video. I'm going to pause it again so that I can turn off the flashlight so that the light won't glaze on the two screens while we're recording. And I'll try to give you the side-by-side look of what they did, the levels, break it down a little bit. And we'll pause and we'll try to break it down, go to other levels so you can see. Because on the new one, you have the option where you can pick levels. So I'll be able to match it with whatever we're doing on Double Dragon. So, again, I thank you for joining me, and give me a sec. I'll be right back. It's not funny. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of volume on each version here. You guys, please, my assistants, press start on both. As you can see here, this is how the original one starts. It's kind of very similar to the original Double Dragon. Very similar. The difference is how they did the controls for this version is opposite. When you're facing to the right, you press the left button. When you're facing the left, you press the right button in the direction. Go ahead. Why would you pause? No pausing here. We don't pause in this house. Anyway, as you see, fight. What are you doing? You're getting your butt whooped. He came out of the what you call it, the garage. He's kind of like in an airport in this one. And the original one, which is part 1, he came out of the garage with a car. And this one's also 2 players on the local and I think online on PlayStation 4 as well. Now, as my other son starts off the 3D one, you get to pick the mode, easy, normal. It loads up. And as you can see here, you see the half section with the helicopter. He's walking. And in this one, you can jump right in. And it's in 3D. And these guys are standing by the fence. And it was also in the heliport. It's called the heliport. And you see him kick the fence. And as you can see there, you have the helicopter as well, but it's in 3D. And the gameplay is in 3D, as you can see. Let's see, pan out. These are the similarities as far as the design of the level. They try to keep the essence of the original, as you can see. And then you go here. Another thing is, I believe the music in the 3D one was remastered. That's the music for the original. Darius, you can just pause it while I do that if I'm in your way. That's not a problem. Let's lower it, and now we'll listen to. See? The same song, but remastered. Also, I believe in Dolby Pro Logic sound. Zachary already passed by the heliport. Keep going. Now, what they did do differently too is that you go kill those guys. In the new version, the 3D version, they broke the first level down into 3 parts to give it longevity. And each part and each level is about, I would say, 15, maybe 10 minutes each. As opposed to the original, it's a lot shorter. It's straightforward, and it's not broken down in parts. It's continuous. You go from one section to another section to another section. In the new one, it's actually where you actually get to the end of one part. You go in through a door, and then you go into the next part of that same level. You're still in the heliport. As you can see, he's fighting here on the original, the first Submaster, what we call Submaster. And I believe they have him here also in the 3D one. There's a lot of similarity as far as what they try to keep the essence. The only thing is that the 3D one, for some reason, the blacks are really dark, so some of the details you can't really appreciate right away, or in some certain scenes. And the gameplay is really robust on the 3D one. It feels a little clunky at first, but once you start to get the hang of it, it's really enjoyable. and you really start to like master the gameplay and the flow. You can press the bumpers for the elbow, and when you're punching, you can press while you're holding the right trigger. You press the A button, and you'll do the twirl. And you have the option to collect continues, as you see here. The original one, he's still fighting there, as you can see. So, just to give you an idea, I'm going to try to show you another part of the level. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause. I'm going to let my son play a little further out, and then I'll come back to the video. Okay? Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. I had to wait until I got to certain areas of the game, because the new 3D version of Double Dragon has a total of 15 levels, as opposed to the original that it's sections, and those sections are considered levels. But this is the cornfields, as you can see there, that they try, like I said again, they try to keep the same essence in the level design. The 3D one is really not that bad. A lot of people may not know about it. I believe it's $10. When it first originally released, I believe it was either 20 or 15. I think it was 15. The thing is that last generation with 360 on the arcade marketplace, a lot of the games that look quality, or that had a better quality or higher quality, they were actually decently priced. It's not like this generation that, since you have a lot of self-publishers and people that are doing games basically by themselves with their own funds and money out of their own pocket, without having publishers, they can actually put the price of games at a lot higher if they want. So you're seeing a lot of games that look like they belong either on PS2 or even the Sega Genesis and Master System era and the Super Nintendo NES era, and they charge 20, 25 bucks, even 30. So that's one thing I liked about the arcade marketplace last generation. But it was a lot stricter to put games on there, so you had to have more purse money, basically. As you see, as he keeps walking, now he's gonna fight the twin brothers again. In this one, he's still in the cornfield, and they have that tractor that comes out that you gotta avoid. So and you could also pick in the new one to be Billy or be Jimmy right from the beginning. You can choose either red or blue. Unlike the original, you have to automatically have the controllers, 2 players, in order to have them both there, or swap out the controller and put it on the second port, and then you can pick the red guy, which would be Jimmy. But I don't know if they allow you to do that with the PS4 an Xbox One, for example, because they don't have port 1, port 2. It's just USB ports, and that's it. It reads the controller. Unless you connect two controllers at the same time, that's the only way I can think it could be done. So, I mean, the purpose and point of this is basically to show you that there are two Double Dragon 2s out there available. One on the PS4, obviously, which was the original arcade version, as you can see. And the arcade version does run in 60 frames because obviously a lot less demanding and an older engine. The one on 360s and 3D, it was in 30 frames. Has slowdown moments and moves, so it looks like it stutters on the frame rate, and it kind of has like a heavy look to it, but it's actually not that as bad as it seems or comes off while you're seeing it on camera or when you're first starting to play the game. A lot of people may not have known about Double Dragon 2, the arcade version that was remastered with these 3D graphics for the 360. So if you didn't, now that you run into my video, you'll see it. You'll see that it exists. You can go look it up yourself. So even if you're looking forward to it coming on backwards compat, if it finally gets approved, you'll be able to play it backwards compat. There was never a physical copy. So I don't know if they'll do that, because Arch System Works, like I said, owns the license now, and they're being really indifferent, if for lack of a better word, but indifferent with the Xbox community and game console this generation, for whatever reason it may be. You know, maybe because they feel because of the dominance of sales, or maybe because they just don't have enough money to publish it on both consoles, since the games don't really sell a whole lot. That's an Easter egg, by the way. Jimmy loves Billy, because they have a feud for the girl at the end of the original where they fight for her. So they're trying to be funny that Jimmy liked her and Billy was the one who takes her. And they also have cutscenes on this one to give it more of a comic book type of style and vibe, which is cool. As you see there, this is a flashback when they were younger. You know, when they were trying to save Maria, because her name is Marie. So yeah, it's like a boss fight, and he has to fight him, and my son is already almost at the end on the other one, on this version, the PS4 version. Maybe I'll take a quick pause one more time to get to towards the end to show the comparisons between the two, and end the video there. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and look, like I said, the similarities. Here is the absolute last level of the game on both versions. This is the original, and then this is obviously the 3D version. Even where they have the balcony where he's sitting down there, the last boss, with the women waiting on you. You fight his thugs so that he can start ripping you and fight you last. And yes, at the end of the game, you fight a shadow of yourself. It's in the original version, and it's in the 3D version of the game as well. So these are the comparisons, like I said. I hope you guys like it. I hope it helps you out to know the differences if you're interested. And for those of you who were fans of both the games that maybe had one and not the other, this will help you maybe go out and warrant the purchase and play it once it goes via backwards compat, or maybe on your 360 if you still own it, and on your PS4 if you don't mind paying the $8 for the original arcade one. You know, I hope it was helpful. I hope it was instructive. You know, thanks for watching. You know, shout outs to you guys out there. You know, like Master Chief, Merc, J-Long, you know, Kenny Thomas, Microbox of X, B-Drew1111, MWO Prime, Kaleidoscope, Ghost Rider, Next Gen, you know, Mooch, Grab, all you guys out there, Tuckmaster, Cyclonus, Z Reaper, All you guys out there in the Xbox community, like, comment, share, subscribe if you will. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps out whether you dislike it or like it. Check me out with Mr. 100, Mr. Leon, and the guys in intromediagaming.com, and then in my Facebook group, The World of Xbox /device with Israel Rollins, No Legal Felon, Dorian, aka, and Sean Raleigh and Ricardo Vasquez. All those guys are great. They're not YouTubers, but they support all of us, like Calvin Branna, that's always there to support each and every one of us. I hope you like it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. And until my next video, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Remember, Xbox for life, like a sickness that can't be cured. That's my saying. That's my slogan. Please don't take it personal. Don't get triggered. Love you guys. Peace.